Okay, so I'm going to start doing something that I have not done before, and that is reading for the different signs. We're going to start with Aries here. And let's just see what sort of energy is coming up for Aries. So our root card is the Seven of Swords. I guess we'll get to this when I see what the other cards are, but the Seven of Swords is usually about being pressured into doing something that you're not necessarily ready to do. Wow. Okay. So we have two sevens. So we've got the Seven of Swords as our root card, which again is about pressure. The jester feels pressured to do a trick, and he hastily whips out these swords, and that rope is about to break, and he's about to swallow the sword the hard way. Now, the main card that we have here is the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is essentially about learning something that you're trying to learn about just by doing. So if you're like trying to learn to play the guitar, this would be playing the guitar all day, right? Just learning by doing. It's not necessarily like going to school or anything. It's about actually doing the thing that you're trying to learn. So cultivating your skill through the action of doing the thing. Now, what we've got here is this line. Now, the way I'm reading this is like past, present, future, sort of, but this can just be two different factors that are playing in. So, in like what sort of leads up to this specific energy. So, we have a Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is inheritance. Now, there's usually a lot of family energy that is involved here. The Ten of Pentacles is what is passed down to you from previous generations, and it's what you will pass on to the future. Now, when it comes to pressure, this would either be pressure like from your family to be doing things a specific way. This can also just be the pressure to make enough money to have something to pass to a future generation. But it is money, it is stability, it's like the home and castle. It's also the wisdom, as we see the grandparent teaching the grandchild about life through this game of chess. So this sort of stability and wealth that would be inherited leads forward to this cultivation of a skill. Now, currently, and I'm assuming this is happening because of the pressure and maybe like being forced to learn something or cultivate a skill that you're not necessarily ready for yet. This line currently runs into the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is heartbreak and betrayal. So just looking at this, I would say just try to make sure that you are not putting too much pressure on yourself to be at a certain point, whatever it is you're learning. Just try to make sure you're having patience, you know. And as far as the inheritance thing, in today's world, we don't really fucking know what anything is going to look like in a few years, so I also wouldn't worry too much about that. Let's just see if there's like a higher purpose sort of card coming out of here. And it is the Lovers. So this looks like all of the things that are happening here are essentially meant to bring out of you true commitment. Now, the Lovers is about completely giving yourself to the path that makes you feel. And I mean, that's probably a good thing that's coming out of this pressure filled situation is you really will find out what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life. As something is kind of forced on you, then you, as it gets to this point, the heartbreak and betrayal point, then you can really honestly look at the things that are happening and just try to figure out what you really want in your life and what you don't. But everything is moving toward the Lovers, and the Lovers is about commitment, completely giving yourself to your path. So eventually you will get here, but just try not to, freak yourself out. Try not to pressure yourself too much. But the Seven of Pentacles is pretty much always a good thing. And this is like whatever it is that you're trying to learn, just make sure that you are doing it and learning from experience rather than like reading a book or like whatever, unless the thing you're practicing is reading books. But try to make sure that you are doing the thing and actually cultivating your skill through real action. And that will also prepare you better for the decisions that you'll have to make in the Lovers. Ultimately, this does lead to good energy up here, but it does come with a certain amount of pressure and heartbreak. It looks like that's just kind of the way it is. So that is what we have for Aries.